ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनं। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम, a warm welcome. ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 92. ॐ धनुर्धरो धनुर्वेदो दण्डो दमयिता दमः अपराजितः सर्वसहो नियन्ता नियमो यमः सत्त्ववान् सात्विकः सत्यः सत्यधर्मपरायणः अभिप्रायः प्रियार्होर्हः प्रियकृत् प्रीतिवर्धनः विहाय सगतिर्ज्योतिः सुरुचिर्हुतभुग्विभुः रविर्विरोचनः सूर्यः सविता रविलोचनः. We have completed till here. Continuing. अनन्तो हुत भुग्भोक्ता सुखदो नैकजोऽग्रजः अनिर्विण्णः सदामर्षि लोकाधिष्ठानमद्भुतः. अनन्तो हुत भुग्भोक्ता सुखदो नैकजोऽग्रजः अनिर्विण्णः सदामर्षि लोकाधिष्ठानमद्भुतः. The 886th Nama, the first among the 10 Namas in the shloka, says Anantaha. Acharya Shankara describes it as Nityatvat, Sarvagatatvat, Desha Kala Paricheda Abhavat Anantaha, Shesharupahava. One who is eternal, Nityatvat. Meaning what? The one again who is beyond time. Sarvagatatvat, the one who is beyond space, which is again reiterated here. Desha, Kala, Paricheda Abhavat. He has no limitations as far as space or time is concerned. Therefore, he is called Anantaha. Sesharupaha. It has already been said earlier. Hutabhuk. What is Hutabhuk? Hutam Bhunakti iti Hutabhuk. The one who is the ultimate receiver. The word is very important. Ultimate receiver of all the oblations. While we are offering the oblations at the Homakunda to various devatas, it is that Supreme alone who receives it one way through the devatas, another one as the very devatas. In both ways, he is the ultimate receiver. He is the Hutabhuk, the enjoyer of all the oblations which is being offered. Bhokta, again the same thought. Prakritim bhogyatam acetanam bhunkte iti jagat palayati iti va bhokta. The one who is the very enjoyer of this whole universe. Again, this is a repetition of meaning, though the Nama is different. And one who is also the protector, Palayativa. In fact, earlier we see 143rd Nama and the 500th Nama has said Bhokta earlier. The same thought is continued here. Very interesting. Sukhadaha. Or it can also mean Asukhadaha. By Sandhi. Both are possible. Therefore, Acharya explains both. Acharya says, Bhaktanam Sukham Mokshalakshanam Dadati iti Sukhadaha. Daha, giver. Sukhadaha, the one who is the giver of Sukham. To whom? To his devotees. As what? As moksha lakshanam. In the form of liberation, when the chitta shuddhi is achieved, is accomplished by the seeker, the bhakta, then he offers liberation. Therefore, he is called as Sukha Daha. Asukham Dyati Khandayati tiva Asukha Daha. Meaning what? The one who removes. Both actually means the same. The one who removes pain and suffering. Asukham. Dukkham. Asukham means dukkham. The one who removes the pain of every bhakta of the seeker is called as, here, there is a mistake. Here it should be removes the pain and suffering, not removes the happiness. We can also interpret it this way. One who removes the happiness for whom? Who are tied up with the samsara. Who are caught up with the samsara, he removes happiness in a manner of saying. What does that mean? Meaning they are already drowned in asukham, in dukkham itself. And for the devotees, he removes the pain and suffering. Therefore, he is both sukhadaha and asukhadaha. Naikajaha. Jaha means to take birth. Ekajaha, one who has taken birth once. Na ekajaha means the one who has taken birth many times. Dharmaguptaye asakrit jayamanatvat naikajaha. In fact, we have shown two very important parts of the shlokas. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, I have taken very many births. And another place, very popular, oft-quoted shloka, Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. And whenever he comes, again and again, he doesn't come in the same avatar. He changes the avatar as per requirement. Right? Therefore, Dharma Guptaye, for the sake of protecting, for the sake of taking care of Dharma, he comes, he takes many forms. Therefore, he is called Naikajaha, Na Ekajaha. Agrajaha. Agre jayate iti agrajaha. Agre means the one right at the beginning. This we have seen very many times. He was the first, and he is the first rather. He is the ultimate, the beginningless, the eternal, the one who is beyond time. Therefore, the one who was born first. Agre jayate agrajaha. Anirvinnaha. Avapta sarva kamatvat. Aprapti hetu abhavat. Nirvedaha asya nasti iti anirvinnaha. What a beautiful explanation. Acharya Shankara's, you may call it as poetry, or his command over the knowledge is seen all through Vishnu Sahasranama. Avapta sarva kamatvat. Avapta here meaning what? The one who has accomplished. The one who is already fulfilled. Of what? Sarva kamatvat, with all the desires. Aprapti hetu abhavat. Hetu means cause. The cause of non-accomplishment, the cause of not achieving is not there in Bhagavan. Abhavat. Therefore, nirvedaha asya nasti iti anirvinnaha. The one who never loses interest in enjoying. Why do we lose interest in enjoying? See, in our laukika jivana, we have got so many desires. And when we have so many desires, all cannot be fulfilled. Bhai prakriti dharma, all cannot be fulfilled. Isn't it? And when some desires are unfulfilled, more often than not, I am sure you would have experienced this. More often than not, we lose interest in other desires also sometimes. During that period of time, probably, when a particular desire is not fulfilled, we also lose interest in the other desires. You know? And here in Bhagavan's case, there is nothing called losing interest. Why? There is nothing called non-accomplishment. Everything is He only. When everything is He Himself, where is the question of accomplishing something? First point. Second, He is the Sarva Shaktiman. He can accomplish anything. From that point also, there is nothing called losing interest. Therefore, there is nothing called dejection. There is nothing called frustration. These are all our experiences, the limited being's experience, not the unlimited Bhagavan. Therefore, he is called Anirvinnaha. Sadamarshi Sataha Sadhrin Abhimukhena Mrishyate Kshamataha iti Sadamarshi. The simple meaning of this is the one who understands people, the one who knows the psychological status of a personality, we may say so. Once you understand a person's quality and texture of thoughts, the mind, then it is easier to connect with that person. Like for example, The mother understands the emotional quality of the child. A wife understands the husband. A husband understands the wife. I am talking on general terms, exception sustained. When you understand the emotional caliber of a person, it is easier to adapt to that person, it is easier to connect with that person, and in fact, it becomes comfortable to tolerate, to forbear, to endure. There is a very beautiful statement. If you cannot cure, endure. Once we know the person is like this, it is easier to accept the person. Why do we have lot of frustration in life, lot of friction in life, when we have not understood the person as the person is? The same with the other person also. That person does not understand the way I am. I expect that person to be the way I want him or her to be, and it is a vice versa. And now the point is, I don't want to be the way others want me to be. I have my own freedom. I have my own way of expression. I have my own way of life. And I want that freedom. We call, I want my space. What is that spacing? Space here is my freedom. And each one of us have got our own freedom. Therefore, once we actually understand this truth of life, that each one have their own way of thinking, then we accept the other person as they are. The more we accept the person as they are, the less is the conflict between me and that person. This happens very much with our friends, with our family members. Within the family, I am ready to accept one person, I am not ready to accept the other person. If there are 3 or 4 children, you will always find one person is attached to one person and not comfortable with the other person. Why? This person I have accepted. Not that that person is doing what I want him to do or something. I have accepted the person. There is another person whom I have not accepted. Therefore, friction. Therefore, fights. Therefore, misunderstandings. Therefore, the gaps. Bhagavan is who understands every single one of us, and therefore he accepts all of us as we are. And therefore he is called Sadamarshi. In spite of what we are, Bhagavan blesses all of us. How much are we blessed? Think. Is there a list we can at all make what all the blessings Bhagavan gives? There is no end to it. But instead of focusing on all the blessings what he has given, we try to focus what I have not got. Those desired objects. And then we blame Bhagavan. Think, how unintelligent. But Bhagavan is one who accommodates us in spite of such unintelligence what we have. Think. Therefore he is called Sadamarshi. Lokadhishtanam, the one who is the adhisthana of Sarvesham Lokanam. He is the very substratum of all the lokas. This we have seen very many times in the past. Adbhutaha. Bhagavan is a wonder. In fact, very interesting. Acharya is writing also. Adbhutatvat adbhutaha, because you cannot explain anything. Acharya Shankara also restricts the word Adbhutatvat adbhutaha. Because he is wonderful, he is wonderful. Think, how wonderful is Bhagavan. In fact, to talk about it itself is defying that. That is the wonder of Bhagavan. Think about yourself. Look about each one of us. If we start thinking about ourselves, how everything is functioning in me, how wonderful should be Bhagavan. Think. The creator of such a complex faculty, such a complex creature, character, you may call anything. Think. He has created us. Look at the eyes, look at the ears, look at the nose. None of them do any paradharma. They all work with swadharma. And so beautiful. Any disease actually the body has got its own antidote. But I have spoiled the body with my own irresponsible behaviors. Think. But if you look at the body, the way it is functioning, that is sufficient. You don't have to see the world also. Look at yourself and see how wonderful Bhagavan should be. Isn't it? Isn't he wonder of wonders? Adbhutatvat adbhutaha. Bhagavan, therefore, he is adbhutaha. Continuing. Sanat sanatanatamah kapilah kapirapyayah swastida swasti krit swasti swasti bhuk swasti dakshinaha. A small note here in the second line. Swastida swasti krit swasti. There should be a cut and then swasti bhuk swasti dakshinaha. Because if you connect it, then it will become swastihi, which is a wrong expression. Swasti. Even in one mantra, what is that? Sarvesham swasti bhavatu. Very many people out of force will say swastir bhavatu. It is not swastir bhavatu. It is sarvesham swasti bhavatu. And the next one is sarvesham shantir bhavatu. There shantihi, visarga is there. In the first case, swasti is a word, there is no visarga. This is a small point. Coming back. Sanat sanatanatamah kapilah kapirapyayah swastida swasti krit swasti swasti bhuk swasti dakshinaha. Sanat. What is sanat here? Sanat iti nipartaschirartha vachanaha. One who is the most ancient. One who is again the same, the one who is before the concept of time. Earlier we saw. Similar thought, but nama is different. Remember we had said earlier, namas are many, meaning can be one. Meanings can be many, namas can be one. So here we have the same artha which says Bhagavan is the most ancient. Sanat. Sanatana tamaha. Bhagavan wanted to clear, in case by mistake we have a doubt. He says, the most ancient of the ancient. To indicate it is beyond time. Sarva karanatvat. Sarva karanatvat, very cause of everything. But who is a causeless cause? Virinchadinamapi, even before Brahma. Sanatananam atishayena, as the most important ancient factor, he is much before even all the creation and the creator himself. Sanatanatvat sanatanatamaha. It's a very beautiful tongue twisting statement. Sarva karanatvat virinchadinamapi sanatananam atishayena sanatanatvat sanatanatamaha. A very, very interesting sentence, which means most ancient. Kapilaha. Bhagavan himself came as Kapila Muni. He took avatara as Kapila Muni to Kardama and Devahuti. He was born as a son. As per the boon that he had given, he came as a son to Kardama Maharshi and Devahuti, and he was called Kapilaha. Kapihi. Kapihi, the moment we say Kapihi, immediately only monkey will come to our mind. Isn't it? And immediately Hanumanji comes to our mind. What is Kapihi? Kam jalam rashmi bihi piban Kapihi. Here the focus is on Surya Devata. Surya Devata also is called as Kapihi. Otherwise we know Kapi is Hanumanta and all the Vanarasena. Kam here refers to Jalam. And Jalam Rashmi bihi piban. Through his rays he drinks Jalam. He takes Jalam. And therefore he is called Kapihi. Who is he? Surya Devata. kapihi apyayaha pralayesmin apiyanti jaganti iti apyayaha. The one who is the locus of all resolution, meaning when the pralaya takes place, he takes everything, he withdraws everything, everything sets in Bhagavan only. Therefore, he is called apyayaha. This also we have seen several times. Swasti daha. Daha again, the giver, one who gives swasti, auspiciousness. Bhaktanam swasti mangalam dadati iti swastidaha. Bhaktanam, to all his devotees, he gives auspiciousness. What is auspicious here? All that is good. All that is good which the devotees deserve, he gives. Not that he will give you everything and anything just because somebody is a devotee. Bhagavan is very careful. That is why Parampuja Gurudev always says, you may never get what you desire, but you can never escape from what you deserve. So whatever you deserve, Bhagavan will definitely give. And in case we deserve happiness, we deserve Shubham, Bhagavan definitely blesses us with that Shubham. Swastidaha. Swastikrit. He is the very maker. He is the very manufacturer. He is the originator of all auspiciousness. The one who makes auspiciousness itself is called Swastikrit. Tadeva karoti. Tadeva meaning what? Swasti. Swastim karoti iti Swastikrit. Swasti. All are similar. All have got similar meaning, but out of the beauty of Chandas, out of beauty of having different nama, Bhishmacharya writes, Bhishmacharya gives this name, Swasti, Mangala Swarupam Atmiyam. Atmiyam meaning what? That is a very inner nature. Paramananda Lakshanam Swastihi, the one whose nature is auspiciousness and ultimate bliss. He is of that nature. Therefore, he is also called Swasti. Swasti Bhuk, the one who enjoys auspiciousness. Tadeva Bhunkte iti Swasti Bhuk, the one who enjoys that very auspiciousness nature of himself and in the world. Therefore, he is called Swasti Bhuk. These are all very interesting nama, understandable very comfortably. Swasti Dakshinaha. Dakshina means not giving dakshina to one pujari or something. Here dakshina has a different meaning. Swasti rupena dakshate vardhate. Swasti datum samartham. The meaning of samarthyam comes here. Daksha means samarthyam. The one who brings in and expands auspiciousness all through the world, and one who is expert, dakshaha, in giving auspiciousness to the world. All these indicate one very important point. All the words with swasti in it have got one indication. What? One, Bhagavan himself is the auspiciousness, and when we surrender unto him, he spreads those auspiciousness all over. Swasti Dakshinaha. Continuing. Araudra Kundali Chakri Vikram Yurjita Shasana Shabdatiga Shabda Sahashishira Sharvari Karaha. Araudra Kundali Chakri Vikram Yurjita Shasana Shabdatiga Shabda Sahashishira Sharvari Karaha. Araudraha. Araudraha means, Acharya writes, Karma Raudram, Ragascha Raudram, Kopascha Raudram, Raudratrayam Asya Nasti. The one who does not have any kind of violence. Raudram here is translated as violence. Violence meaning what? The effect of, the byproduct of what? Karma, raga, kopa. These are all the great vices which all of us have got. One is, of course, karma, action is there. Two, we may also add kama here, the desire. Raga, desire. Kopa, anger. All these actually bring lot of frustration, fatigue, expressed as in violence. This we have seen everywhere, even in our family also. Between two children, if they have some difference of opinion, sometimes there are some people who are very, very rajasic, very, very restless. They straight away go and they don't speak with mouth, they speak only with hands, it is said. There are some people who are very violent, and there are some people who are not violent. That doesn't mean that they are intelligent also. Violence is an expression of our inner dissatisfaction. Violence is an expression of our inner disturbance. And therefore, it is very important for all of us to practice that mind which is at poise. Very difficult. Why? While I am speaking this, even I am also trying to practice only. Not that I have grown out of it, therefore I tell all of you be quiet. No. All of us need this practice. Because mind gets disturbed for what is the expression in English? At the drop of the hat, they say. The anger is in the tip of my nose and it expresses at the drop of a hat. Meaning what? We are so much frustrated for every small thing. That is the worst part of it. We get agitated even for the smallest thing, and the agitation sometimes expresses verbally, which is equally very powerful, which is equally very damaging, disturbing, and sometimes it expresses physically also. Therefore, it is called Raudram. Araudraha means the one who has no such cause or effect. Avaptaha sarvakamattvena. Because he has already got everything. Our anger is only because we are unable to gain what we want. Be it in terms of material, be it in terms of some respect, be it in terms of some transaction, some relationship, etc., etc., etc. What I don't get, I become angry for. Therefore, avapta kamatvat, sarva kamatvat, ragadveshadehe abhavad. There is no ragadvesha in Bhagavan. Therefore, he is called as Araudraha. Kundali. This is a very fanciful word in the world. Especially in the yoga circles, everybody want to raise the kundali, or some phrases are there. Frankly speaking, I have never seen kundali raising or something in me, because I have never tried all that. But then it is said, Sahasramshu mandala upama kundala dharat kundali. Here the meaning is different. It is not that yogic kundali that is talked about. The whole universe are like the kundala. Kundala meaning what? Earrings. So we don't talk of that kundali yogic part here. Acharya here talks about kundali, meaning the Surya, Chandra, all the stars, all of them shine like the kundala of Bhagavan's ears. It's a upasana nama. What is upasana nama? There are certain namas which brings in the beauty for upasana. The beauty of Bhagavan is described. For what? So that my mind can revel in the description. Nava Kanja in Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajo Man Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Navakanja Lochana Kanja Mukhakara Kanja Pada Kanjarunam. Everything is Kanja. Kanja means lotus. Bhagavan is described to have lotus face, lotus eyes, lotus palm, lotus feet. Everything is described as lotus. Why? That is a beauty. Lotus is nothing but an expression of purity and an expression of beauty. And while seeing Bhagavan with all these description, the mind gets beautifully attached. It gets delighted in the very thought of Bhagavan. So here, Kundala is a beautiful expression where I see, in fact, what do we say? Why do we say I see? I perceive. I see according to my mind's description. Please note. There are some beautiful forms are given, and in that forms of pictures also. If you go to the internet, Google Ananda, if you ask Google Ananda, he will give you 123,000 pictures of Bhagavan with varied kundala. I like certain things out of them. Then I imagine Bhagavan with that particular kundala which I like more. Is it not? Why is this happening? Because I want to see Bhagavan in the way I want him to be. Look at that. There is one subtle ahankara there also, but then there is a joy also, isn't it? Now when we see Krishna, that little Krishna, being tied by Yashoda Maiya, and then he is showing his face. मैं नहीं माखन खायो. When he says he looks so very, very angry kind of a thing, very disturbed, etc., etc. Inside he is happy. He is looking at the mother, and the mother is tying him out of what? Out of love only. And at the end of that whole conversation, he says, Maine hi makhan kao. The word, look at the way it is said. I only drank the butter, I only ate the butter. But mother says, no, you have not eaten the butter. These are all leelas which is present to us to entertain our mind with the love of Bhagavan. Kundali, when it is said, the whole universe is like the kundala of Bhagavan. Therefore here upasana is indicated. The sun, moon, all of them are nothing but the ornaments in Bhagavan's sharira. Chakri, samasta loka rakshartham, for the sake of protecting the entire universe, sudarshanakyam. Sudarshana Akyam. Akyam means name. Chakram Dhatta, the one who has the Sudarshana Chakra, therefore he is called as Chakri. Vikrami, this we have seen earlier. What is Vikrami? Vikramaha Shauryam, the one who is valorous, the one who is very, very powerful. Urjita Shasanaha, Shruti Smriti Lakshanam Urjitam Shasanam Asyaiti. Urjita Shasanaha, the one whose mandates and laws. Now this is a very beautiful important point. Shasanam is that which gives instructions. The one which gives directions. This is very important. Right from the childhood, the mother, father, the elders in the home neighborhood, they give us instructions. Do this, don't do this. If you do this, you will achieve all these things. If you don't do this, you will not be able to achieve. Like that, so many do's and don'ts are given to us right from our childhood. What happens is normally, we at the age of small children, we just obey because we don't know what else to do. Therefore, we obey. But slowly when we start what is called as independent thinking, then the ahankara in us slowly starts playing its role. And then what do? I do what is not to be done. And I don't do what is to be done. And then we claim that I am powerful, I have the freedom. Why should I listen to anybody? Like that, our ahankara plays a very horrible role. In the process, I am also disturbed and I disturb the others also. But Shasana is that which gives me a clear indication. And when we settle down, when we surrender to the descriptions, to the directions, to the injunctions, to the rules, we will find our lives will become beautiful. And when elders talk to us, why do they say so? Out of their experience. They would have also done wrongly and they would have experienced lot of frustration and fatigue. With that experience, they come and tell us. But we say, these old people always keep on talking all the time. Give me my space, give me my freedom. I want to do this, I want to do that. And finally, they land up with an accident or in their life. Isn't it? This is how life goes on. And while we are saying the so-called elders are still experimenting. Think. The so-called elders, so-called knowledgeable people, so-called educated lot, all of us are also still experimenting on various aspects of life. However, the Shasana, the scripture, is always helpful, is always guiding all of us to walk in the right path so that the results will be definitely beautiful. One who establishes through his mandates, through his laws, and one who is giving us this guidance are always powerful, who will also be very, very helpful. And these laws are not specific oriented, they are universal laws. The heat in fire, it never changes its dharma. It is the same for everybody. Inside the room we may change the air condition if we have, we may change it to become cool. But at that particular level, its dharma is to spread coolness only. So universal law never changes for anybody. Think. And the one who is the commander of this universal laws is called Urjita Shasanaha. Urjita means well established. Shasanam, the laws. The one who has established the universal laws. Urjita Shasanaha. Shabdatigaha. The one who is beyond all words. The one who is inexplicable. How can we ever explain Bhagavan? On the other day I gave another example. How can you explain the energy in the wire? How can you explain the electricity in the wire? The wire you can see well insulated. You can see copper thread going inside. All that we can see. But the electricity cannot be seen. If you want to understand, then simple. Electricity yoga. What is electricity yoga? Fold all the fingers, take one finger, put your hand in that wire, then you will have subjective, private, pratyaksha anubhava of what? Electricity. Think. Similarly, Bhagavan, you have to experience him, only then you will understand Bhagavan. He cannot be described. Gamut of Vedas and Vedanta and Smritis, Shruti, Itihasa, Purana, Ityadi, so much words and words and words and words and words. Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmanakaranam, it is said. So much of words, but none of them will make you experience Bhagavan. Once you experience the presence of Bhagavan, then all the words are redundant. Isn't it? How wonderful. Shastras guide us. They are all the pointers. Vedas, Vedangas, Itihasas, Puranas, Prakarana Granthas, etc. are all pointers. They point Bhagavan, but they cannot show Bhagavan. I need to trek in the direction of the pointer. Pointer is not Bhagavan. Similarly, words are not Bhagavan. Through words, I try to understand. Then alone I can experience Bhagavan. Words, therefore, cannot explain in the truest sense of the word. Therefore, he is Shabda Atigaha. He is beyond all words. Shabdasahaha, the one who is spoken of. Even though words cannot explain, but that is the only way it can be talked about. That is the only way it can be communicated. Therefore, in the Vedas, Sarva Vedaha Tatparyena, the essence, Tameva Vadanti. All the Vedas, in the essence, talk about him only. Tameva Vadanti iti Shabdasahaha. He is the essence of all Vedas. Shishiraha. Shishiraha means a cool climate. Isn't it? Spring, we may say. Tapatrayabhi taptanam vishramasthanatvāt shishiraha. When there is a scorching heat in summer, and after that summer is over, that cool breeze when it comes, how beautiful it is. It makes us feel so wonderful, isn't it? Here it is said, Tapatraya abhitaptanam. What is Tapatraya? Samsara only. In samsara, we are kicked left, right and center. We are thrown hither and thither. We run from pillar to post. So many phrases are used. So many words are used. But finally, what is the experience? The experience is, I am torn apart. In what? Samsara. And samsara is scorching heat. What is scorching heat? It makes us fume. It makes us feel so horrible. It makes us feel so agitated, etc. And therefore, Bhagavan is one who gives shelter. Why do we go to temple? The purpose of going to temple is to quieten the mind. Outside the temple, the samsara is so disturbing. Even pleasures many times disturbs. How? Because I want it all the time and it will not be there all the time. So therefore, what is the end result of pleasure? Disturbance only, agitation only. Therefore, when I go to a temple, while I am leaving the slipper outside, I leave all my problems, all my worries, go inside Bhagavan. And there, my mind is turned towards Bhagavan. When it turns towards Bhagavan, the mind is no more attentive with reference to all the worldly stuff. It is supposed to be, again, exception sustained. Because people go there and cry for that only. Even in front of Bhagavan, they can't keep quiet and be happy. There also they keep on crying. But when you go to Bhagavan, when you go into the temple, so many hundreds, thousands of people pray there, and the vibrations will quieten the mind. And when the vibrations quieten the mind, all the problems and everything is kept away, and therefore there is no samsara tapa, and therefore there is coolness. The mind is quietened, and that is why we love to go to temple. In fact, in a manner of saying, we want to escape from the tapatraya, we go to temple and then feel very good. And you come back and you say, Abba, when I go to that temple, I feel so happy. What is that happiness? Quietening of the mind. Quietude of the mind. What is quietude of the mind? Where it is no more agitated with all the samsara bandhana. That is the purpose of going to temple. And when you gain that experience of joy when I go to the temple, you want to go again and again. You want to increase the time of that joy and thereby communicate with Bhagavan, connect with Bhagavan. The more I get connected with Bhagavan, the more my agitation reduces. More my agitation reduces, more I am with Bhagavan. This is a beautiful cycle. Think. Therefore, the one who brings that beautiful experience of coolness within. Therefore, he is called Shishiraha. Sharvarikaraha. There is a small, this one has not been changed in the English. It is there here. Samsarinam Atma Sharvariva Sharvari. Jnaninam Punaha Samsaraha Sharvari. Tam Ubhayesham Karoti Iti Sharvarikaraha. The one who makes the night simple, I will explain it differently. For the people who are caught up in samsara, this experience of joy is not possible. It is ignorance. Therefore, it is like the night. And for Jnaninam, for the knowledgeable people, the outer world is like the night. They don't want to go there. And for samsaris, jnanam is like the night because they cannot see that knowledge at all. They are fully engaged in the world. Bhagavad Gita says, Yanisha sarva bhutanam yasyam jagrati sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyatoho munehe. Who is a muni? The one who is awakened to the higher self while the rest of the world are sleeping. And the one who sleeps with reference to all the samsarika bandhana, he has nothing to do with all the samsara. He is called as muni, meaning the one who has woken up to the daylight of jnanam. Bhagavan is called as Sharvarikaraha. He brings in night for the others who have not understood the Bhagavan, who have not understood the glory of Bhagavan, who have not understood the bondage of samsara. Frankly speaking, we are bound and we don't know that we are bound. That is the joke of the day. Think. Therefore, we are in the night. We are in the dark. This expression is there. He is kept in dark. Meaning what? He is not given the knowledge of. So all of us are in the night because we have not understood our own true nature. Therefore, Bhagavan is also called Sharvarikaraha. We will see how much we can see in this shloka. Akrurah peshalo daksho dakshinah kshaminamvarah vidvattamo vita bhayah punya shravana kirtanah. Akrurah peshalo daksho dakshinah kshaminamvarah vidvattamo vita bhayah punya shravana kirtanah. Akrurah. Acharya says, Acharya gives a beautiful big description. Krauryam nama manodharma prakopajaha antaraha santapaha sabhiniveshaha avapta samasta kamatvat kama abhavat eva kopa bhavaha tasmat krauryam asya nasti iti akruraha. It's a very beautiful description, but the meaning is simple. One who is devoid of any kind of emotions. What do you mean by any kind of emotions? Emotions that are born out of kama, krodha, adi, shadvairinaha. All of us are caught up in raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, and in all this we are kicked. Isn't it? Now I feel I am happy by the time something happens. Now I say, Ayo, Bhagavane, what to do? I don't know what to do. At that time a flash of joy as though comes. By the time we experience it is gone. Therefore, our mind is tossed hither and thither. Our mind is hit in all pillars of what? Varied emotions. In fact, to be more precise, we should call it as sentiments. Because emotions are a wonderful part of a human life. For example, emotions of unconditional love, emotions of compassion to the other person. These are all basic nature of a human personality. We are born with it. There is nothing called developing emotions. But we develop sentiments. And sentiments kick us from all directions. Isn't it? And we are tossed about with our sentiments. Think, Bhagavan is that who is devoid of all of these. One reason, apta kamatvat, samasta kamatvat, he has already gained everything. There is no desire in him. Two, he is beyond mind. It is a mind which brings in lot of sentiments and emotions. He is beyond mind. Therefore, he is akruraha. Emotions cannot torment that person who has understood Bhagavan, who has accomplished his own true nature, knowledge of his own true nature. For him, there is no frustration, there is no agitation, there is no sentiments. He ever remains in absolute bliss. Therefore, akruraha, peshalaha, karmana, manasa, vacha, vapusha cha, shobhanatvat, peshalaha, it should be shobhanaha, one who is very handsome. Karmana with reference to action, manasa with reference to mind, vacha with reference to his words, vapusha with reference to his body. He is handsome, he is beautiful, he is wonderful, he is very opted for all these virtues. The embodiment of all these virtues is Bhagavan. Therefore, he is called as Peshalaha. Dakshaha, this again we have, and even the next word, Dakshinaha. Pravriddhaha, Shaktaha, Shigrakari, another very beautiful word. Shigrakari cha Dakshaha, the one who is capable, one who is simple, one who is skillful. At the same time, he is ready to get everything done very fast. He is not a Dirgha Sutri. Our case is different. Procrastination is a joyful experience for us. We keep on postponing, we keep on keeping it aside. Haan karenge, we will do it, what is there? We keep postponing. I keep telling that particular statement. Don't postpone things to the 11th hour. You might die at 10:55. I saw a board somewhere. We keep procrastination so much. But Bhagavan is Shigrikari. If it has to be done, then and there he will do it. Now don't sit there and say, Swamiji, you can't be so hazy. We have to think. We have to analyze. We have to scrutinize. In the name of thinking, analyzing, scrutinizing, how much of time we waste? Bhagavan is not like that. Of course, pravriddha, shaktaha. First of all, he understands. And then he is capable. And he puts it into action. Therefore, he is called Dakshaha. Dakshinaha, it is another name given. Dakshina Shabdasyapi Dakshaha eva arthaha. Acharya himself writes. Both are the same. Or the one who is capable. Dakshinambaraha. He is much capable than all the people. Kshama. Sorry. Kshaminambaraha, Kshamavatam, Yoginam, Prithivyadinam, Bharadharakanam cha Shreshtaha iti Kshaminambaraha. The one who endures, the one who forbears, the one who is able to withstand all the pinpricks of life. And there are yogis who live with it, who does not react to it. That is why it is said, don't react, respond. Mark, don't remark. These are all very beautiful statements. And that is being expressed here in this Nama, Kshaminambaraha, the one who is absolutely embodiment of forbearance, absolute forbearance, embodiment of endurance. Kshaminam varaha. Vidvattamaha. He is the wisest. Nirasthatishayam jnanam sarvada sarvagocharam asya asti iti vidvattamaha, meaning the one who is wise, the one who is intelligent, not only intelligent, but he applies the intelligence in all his way of working. Therefore, he is called Vidvattamaha. Vita Bhayaha, the one who is free from all kinds of fear. Vitam, Vigatam, Bhayam, Samsarikam, Samsara Lakshanam va asya iti Vita Bhayaha. He is free from all kinds of samsarika bandhana. Sarveshwaratvat, because he is the Lord of everything. Nitya muktatvacha, because he is eternally free from the bondage of samsara. He is called as Vita Bhayaha. And the last word in this 98th, the last nama in the 98th shloka, Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. One hearing the name of that Bhagavan, one gains punya. And listening, Shravanam, Kirtanam, singing, Vishnoho, Smaranam, remembering, Padasevanam, worshipping, all these will bring lot of punya karma. What is punya karma here? That which brings in merit. And what is a merit? It is quietude of the mind. That is the main merit. By singing the glories of the Lord, by chanting the name of the Lord, thinking and speaking of the Lord, what we gain is quietude of the mind, which removes all the agitations of the samsarika bandhana. Therefore, he is called Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.